The chapter we're studying is called competition. Today, we will review important vocabulary, such as herbivore and resources. Then, we'll read our chapter overview. Let's get started. Ecosystem: community with organisms interacting with each other and non-living things. Species: one type of an organism. Resources: things required by an organism to survive. Biodiversity: many species of organisms in an area. Herbivore: animal that eats only plants. Carnivore: animal that eats only meat. Predator: animal that kills others for food. Prey: animal that gets eaten by others as food. All organisms need to compete to survive. The struggle for survival is what drives natural selection and evolution. Species compete for resources. Because competition is so strong, the interactions between organisms in an ecosystem are a very important part of ecology. The interactions help shape all parts of an ecosystem, from the behaviors of organisms to the food chain. However, an ecosystem is really fragile and can be put out of balance by the introduction of an invasive species, decline of keystone species, or habitat destruction. Interactions between organisms in an environment are a very important part of biology. An ecosystem is an area where organisms interact with each other and abiotic factors in different ways. The Earth's surface is covered with many different ecosystems, large and small. Species that interact in an area form a community. These relationships help shape an ecosystem. Birds, crocodiles, and plants are some of the organisms in this ecosystem. Mutualism is a relationship between organisms in which both organisms benefit. Another relationship, called commensalism, occurs when one organism benefits from an interaction, but the other is unaffected. Parasitism occurs when one organism benefits from an interaction, but the other suffers. Species also interact by competing for resources. These interactions shape a community and make every ecosystem different. Bees and flowers have a relationship that benefit both of them. The flowers rely on the bees to cross-pollinate, while the bees get energy from the nectar. A shark and suckerfish have a relationship where the suckerfish is benefited by holding on to that shark and going on for a ride, but the shark isn't harmed. Humans and lice have a relationship where lice is the only organism benefited, and it negatively affects the humans. Organisms compete for resources, such as air, food, and water, to survive. An ecosystem is very similar to an environment. However, an environment includes things such as weather. As we've seen, organisms can interact with each other in many different ways.